Welcome to the Vault Archons. I am the Keeper of Keys, Kraz, and I am here to introduce you to another Archon. This one is Platinumstrike Monument God Queen. And this deck is almost a God deck. This deck contains key forging outside your key step, board clear, and amber control. It has all the major things except for library access. But this deck is going to be exceptionally powerful. And let's check it out and see if I'm correct. So we're going to start with Way of the Bear. This is a good ability to add to large creatures or really anything that has elusive or anything like that. You're going to gain an amber. Your creature's going to gain assault 2. Before it deals damage, before the attack is resolved, it damages the enemy by 2. You can wipe little creatures with this thing really easily. After that, we're going to have the Snufflegator. Now this is a great skirmish creature. Matter of fact, it'd be great to put the Way of the Bear on, which would allow him to do 6 damage and clear most creatures. So nice card to have, 4 strength with skirmish. After that, we have the Chota Hazri. Now this card I really like because this is essentially a creature plus key charge, which is fantastic because key charge itself is an amazing card, and this makes key charge even better. Now I would not play it just as a creature only, but I would play it with as a key charge effect, which is just great to have. After that, you've got Big Twig. This guy is really strong, and every time you reap with him, you stun and exhaust a creature and essentially take it out of play for 2 rounds, which is really nice to do. After that, we've got an Ancient Bear. This is a powerful creature with Assault 2. Again, another effect that's doing damage before the combat. After that, we have Vigor. Now, Vigor is you can heal up to 3 damage from a creature. Now, this doesn't mean just your creatures. You can also do it to your opponent's creature if you need that other amber. So you're going to get 1 amber, and you're potentially going to get 2 amber when you play this card, which is great. The Common Cold. Now, this one right here is a nice card because you can deal 1 damage to each creature, or you can destroy everything that's Mars. Now, this deck doesn't have Mars in it, and so you're going to get an amber, and this is going to be very, very bad for a Mars deck if you're facing a Mars deck. After that, you have Regrowth, which can bring some of your powerful creatures you've already seen back. Specifically, the Chota Hazri, yet again allowing you to forge another key outside of your forge step, which would be fantastic. Again, another Regrowth. That's going to make the Chota Hazri just a very, very dangerous card for your opponent to have to deal with because of what it can do. Lost in the Woods is a very powerful card for clearing off a few creatures. It's not the most powerful of cards, but it is a nice one to have in this deck. It's a creature clear, and you gain an amber. So nice to have. After that, you have Full Moon. This is nice to have, but unfortunately, this deck, it does not have a lot of creatures. It's only got 4 creatures in Untamed as far as I can tell, and so you're not going to get a ton of amber off of this, but you could easily get 2, maybe even 3 off of it when playing it. Cooperative Hunting. This is a nice one because you can deal 1 damage based on the number of creatures you have in play. It's not just for untamed creatures, it's all creatures. So if this deck has a lot of other creatures, that would be fantastic. So after that, we have the Silent Dagger, which is a nice upgrade for a creature that's going to reap. You're going to gain an amber, and the creature that when it reaps, you're going to deal 4 damage. This is damage without having to fight, so that's fantastic. After that, you have Urchin, which is a play steel card with elusive. That's a nice card to have. Easy to clear off though. Nexus is a nice 3 strength creature. Use an opponent's artifact as if it were yours, which is really nice because you use it, which makes it to where they can't use it. So you can basically disable one of their artifacts. Add the Silent Dagger onto this guy, and he really is going to be an issue for your opponent. After that, we have the Makus Asp. Your opponent is going to want to get rid of this guy. Yet another creature. This one has Skirmish, 3 strength, but the poison is really where this guy shines. Almost no creature can stand up to this guy. He's going to get the poison off on almost everything unless they have a tremendous amount of armor. They would have to be buffed up with armor quite a ways. And there's 2 Makus Asps in here, which is very, very nice. Bullet Eye, yet another thing that is going to destroy creatures on a reap. So this is turning out to have a lot of things that occur outside of actual combat, and a lot is going to be taken out from these creatures. I really like that. Another elusive creature. Bad Penny. It depends on what else is in the deck, whether Bad Penny is a good or a bad card. I don't know whether Bad Penny is going to be a good or a bad card until I see the rest of the cards in this deck. So then we have Too Much to Protect. This is a fantastic card. I really like it. Amber Control. It is just nice to have a card that has Amber Control because it really stops your opponent from being able to forge a key. And this is really the first ability in this deck that does have an Amber Control effect. So right now you've got Amber Control and the ability to forge keys outside of your regular step, which is fantastic. After that, you have Poison Wave. This is a small damage clear, only for just the little creatures. You won't want to play this when your creatures are on the board. After that, you have Hidden Stash. Now, this is fantastic because when you play it, you're going to archive a card. This will allow you to archive some of these cards that you really kind of want to have around, but you don't want to keep them in your hand until you need them. So I really like having this card. I believe that's the only archive effect in the deck. So after that, you've got Booby Trap. This is a 1 amber card when you play it. Yet another card that does damage outside of actually fighting. This deck seems to do a lot of damage outside of fighting, and the things that do fight are just deadly. After that, you have Bait and Switch, yet another great Amber Control card, making this deck even more powerful. Now we're going to go to Brobnar. So Brobnar has Smash. This is a good 5 strength creature. You play him, you stun a creature. Nice to have. After that, you've got the Rogue Ogre. This is a 6 strength creature. If you played only 1 card this turn with Rogue Ogre, you're going to heal 2 damage and you're going to capture 1. This could be used as a key stopper, but with so much key stopping in this deck, it's very unlikely you're going to need it for that. The Gangar Chieftain, this is a nice one because you can ready and fight with a neighboring creature. That's any creature, and that would be incredibly powerful with so many of these creatures in here that are just going to kill things like the Makus Asp, Bullet Eye. Makes this just incredibly powerful in this deck. After that, you've got Fire Spitter. This guy is just going to destroy little creatures on the other side of the board. Very, very nasty card. Again, before fight. All these abilities are either before fight or kill, which is just incredibly powerful for this deck. And you have 2 of these guys. If both these are on the board, that's 2 before fight. That's crazy. After that, you've got Earthshaker. This guy is just a great small creature, board clear. You drop him down, he's 7th strength, boom, everything 3 or lower is gone. After that, you've got the Gauntlet of Command, yet another use cards outside of your regular phase. I really, really like this card in this deck. Again, Makus Asp, Bullet Eye, just wow. Then there's 2 of them, so geez. For this deck, that is just crazy powerful. After that, you've got Cannon, probably one of the weakest cards in this deck. Action, deal 2 damage. Yet again, another card doing damage outside of actual fighting. You are probably going to have a board, and your opponent will probably have no board with this deck, which is just going to be a frightening thing for your opponent. Add to that Loot the Bodies. Now, Loot the Bodies in this deck is just fantastic because of just the sheer number of board clear inside of this thing. Loot the Bodies, played with Earthshaker, played with things like the Fire Spitters on the board, Ganger Chieftain. I mean, like, you're going to be able to clear your opponent's board when you're playing Brobnar. And so this is going to be going to gain you a considerable amount of amber. I really like having this card. Now, Coward's End in this deck, now that makes Loot the Bodies even better. So you play your cards, you decide, I don't want to do a bunch of damage to them because I've got Loot the Bodies and Coward's End in my hand. So let's just kind of hold off, let them build a board, drop down, Loot the Bodies, hit Coward's End, wipe their board, gain a bunch of amber. Fantastic combination, love to see it in this deck. And last one is Blood Money. Yet again, another way to mess with your opponent's amber. You take two, or sorry, not your opponent's amber, but you take two from the common supply, a way for you to gain amber, which is great to have. There's a considerable amount of amber gain in this deck, as well as just all the other abilities this deck has. It is such a fantastic deck. I really look forward to playing it. And so there you guys go. And so I hope to see you guys in the future. Have a good night. Whoop, let's straighten that out before I end it. There you go.